So how did the Hack the Server challenge go for you? Were you able to hack my server? I'm really curious to know what your experience was. Any feedback you can give me. Is this something that you were looking forward to in the future for me to do more of? Because I will say I really enjoyed putting this together. And this was the first time that I ever built a challenge like this and put something out there like this for you guys to work on, and definitely some improvements that I'm aware of that I could make, right? I know the service that was vulnerable went down a few times because people were probably hammering the server with a bunch of stuff. I gave it a lot of resources, but even still, right? And so in the future, one thing that I'm looking to do is to create like a some kind of automation, like a cron job or something like that will restart the services maybe every few hours, a couple times a day, something like that, to where it will, clear up that issue automatically, because I had to manually go in and restart the services a couple times. But yeah, we're kind of learning from experience here. But with that being said, it would be really helpful for me if you guys could give me any other suggestions and things that you might have. And was it hard for you to find out about the challenge? That's another question that I have for you guys, because I was trying to put it out there. I was trying to make it known, but it could be that you didn't find out about the challenge till like the last day or something like that. And so if that's the case, definitely let me know as well. Was it something that was easy for you to find out that, hey, I was running this challenge or not? And then of course, any other suggestions that you have. But what I will say is that web pen testing is such a core area in cybersecurity that you need to know that, if you were to spend time on any one area of cybersecurity and you only had time to spend on one area, this would be the highest return on your investment, because websites are everywhere, right? Any company you've ever worked for, you could probably think of a handful of websites that you might have interfaced with, right? Like the employee websites, like the employee directory, the websites that they use for, logging your work hours, your time, working on projects, all this stuff. There's a ton of web servers internally, and you have the customer-facing websites as well. Well, all of those are potentially vulnerable to cyber attacks. So they need pen testers to be able to go and constantly test these as well. That's another thing to keep in mind. They're constantly adding new features to these websites, new versions they're rolling out, new functionality, and all that needs to be tested to make sure that it's secure. So it's almost a guarantee that if you're hired on as a pen tester, you're going to need to know web pen testing. Certainly it will come up in the job interviews as well. So if you weren't able to hack this server, then it's very clear you need a mentor in this field, right? Because depending on what you've done so far, you're going to have to keep going. And without a mentor, you're basically, it's going to take you like 5 times the amount of time. And how do I know this? Because that's the route that I went. The mistake that I made is I didn't find a mentor until I was already in the field. And once I found my mentors in the field, my progress skyrocketed. It literally about 5x'd how quickly and how efficiently I was learning once I had the foresight of people that had come before me, right? But this is something I could have done from day one. This is something that I could have done when I was in college, and I can pretty much guarantee you I would have landed my very first job in cybersecurity. I wouldn't have to go on the segue of getting into IT first and then moving over to cybersecurity. So yeah, you definitely need a mentor in this field, especially if you weren't able to hack my web server, right? Because the advantage is, I actually have a number of students that I'm coaching right now in the Elevate Cyber Year Pass. So by joining something like the Year Pass, you would have access to that network. But if you're not aware, I also have a workshop that I just launched, the Web Pentest Workshop. And the link for that is down in the description below. So if you went through that challenge, you're struggling, you're having issues, you weren't able to solve it, then you're going to learn not only how to solve servers like that, but you're going to learn so much more about web pen testing as well, things that weren't covered in the challenge, and all of the critical details that you need to know if you want to level up in web pen testing and land a job in the field. And if you're a web developer, someone focused on maybe cyber defense, something like that, this is also going to be the ideal environment for you, because we're going to be covering how do we remediate, how do we fix these vulnerabilities as well, why do these vulnerabilities exist in the first place, and you're going to have access to a live training ground where you can practice the skills after each webinar. So this workshop is going to last for 6 weeks, and we're going to be doing 2 calls a week. They're going to be live, so you can ask questions at any time. They're also recorded as well in case you miss anything, and you'll always be able to go back to it at any point later as well. And Yeah, this would be the ideal training environment for any of you guys trying to level up in this area. And this is not going to be like a simple Udemy course or something from like Hack the Box or Try Hack Me. We're taking it a step further than what is the user flag, what is the root flag. We're going to treat it like an actual pen test. So by the end of the 6 weeks, you're going to have written a comprehensive pen test report that you could actually deliver to a real client. And what that's going to allow you to do is when you go into those job opportunities, you're going to be able to showcase that, and you're going to be able to showcase that you have the skill that you're purporting yourself to have, right? So you're going to come out with something tangible that you can showcase as well. So definitely looking forward to seeing you guys in that workshop. If you have any questions as well, just send me an email, ryan@elevatecybersecurity.net, and I'll get those answered for you.